Well, as the 2011 Rallycross season draws to a close, only 2 more races to go. We've got this one and one more in a couple of weeks in Sosnowa. This is Slomszyn in Poland, round 9 of the European Rallycross Championship. And it's about this time of the season where everybody really starts counting every point. One man who's been doing that all year, to be honest with you, Sverre Isaksson from Norway. He was #1 last season, and there's a chance he could wrap it up again this weekend.
So with the strategy to fight for the championship or to fight for the win here in Poland?
No, of course we need to think a little bit now and use our head for this race, because for the point and so on. So we see what we're doing. We try to use the head in the first and the second heat, and we see where we're standing. And the final we need to take and see what we're doing. But of course, to fight for a second place in the final, we need to be clever now.
Yeah, well, Sverre had a couple of not so good results earlier on in the year, but been nothing but good ever since. The team really worked their magic on the Focus, and Sverre's consistent driving has paid dividends as well. Well, another guy from Norway looking to close out the season on a high. He won his first ever race, and it was his home race in Norway. This is Mats Leeson, the young man with the Renault Clio, team driver for Stig Olaf Wolfridsson. He really has had a great summer.
Mats, you're here in Poland for the second to last race of the championship. How do you think about the track?
No, the track is slippery, but that's the same for everyone. So, and also on the little bit on tarmac, some part on the tarmac is really rough and really hard for the tires. So it's a little bit different track from last time in Österreich, but yeah, we will try to get the good results here.
Well, a good result and a great way to finish the season for Mats. Hopefully somewhere near the A final would be good for him. It's only his second season in European Rallycross, and he really has proved himself to be a tough competitor this year. Well, this is his teammate, Stig Olaf Wolfridsson, running an almost identical Clio. And Stig Olaf, you won't mind me saying, he's the older of the two, definitely, with more experience. But so far this year, it's all gone his younger protégé's way.
You have the 3rd time in free practice, so that's not too bad.
No, that's quite that's okay. But we will see if we could make a good result on the time practicing here, and I like the track here on the circuit, so that's very good. And our plan is to come to the A final again.
Well, I think that's the plan for everybody, to be honest with you. But he's got as good a chance as any. I mean, the fact that they're running 2 team cars gives them more data, more information on how to set the car up for every single racetrack they go to. You can see Stig Olaf working around the brakes and the gears in there. We'll see him again later. Another man that can wrap up the championship this weekend, Andreas Bakkerud from Norway. This is a Super 1600, not the supercars we just saw a minute ago. Front-wheel drive 1600-litre engines. And Andreas from Norway could seal it here.
If you make it to the A final, you'll be a European champion here.
Yeah, it's quite amazing, you know. Been watching Rallycross since I was 2 years old maybe, and I know suddenly I can drive for the championship, and you know, the team and the fans and sponsors and everybody back home who is there for me and support me.
Well, Andreas forgetting one very important part of that. He has had to drive the car as well, and he's done that very well all summer. Quite a few event wins, or individual round wins, if you will, put him in a great position. But it's on to the racing. We're going to start today's show with the touring cars. Heat 1, that's Derek Tohill, defending champion in touring cars. Up against him, Roman Castrol, the man who's been on an absolute tear recently. Robin Olsen as well with the Peugeot, and Per Magda Royrus with the grey Peugeot following off the line as well. It is Derek Tohill going around the first bend first, but going way wide out onto the dirt. I'll be amazed if he can hold that. No, he doesn't. Unfortunately, ends up slotting into 4th place. It is Roman Castrol. This man has been virtually unbeatable the last few rounds of the championship. In 2nd place is Per Magda Royrus. And Derek Tohill, after that unfortunate incident, going straight on, went wide. Oh, and by the looks of it, Derek has spun, but I think that by the looks of that was because he lost a left rear tyre. That's not Derek's fault. just one of those racing things, unfortunately. And as always, brief explanation of how rallycross works. Yeah, the car going all over the place, totally uncontrollable, and definitely no tread or rubber left round the rear tyre on that car. So that could well be, yep, there it is, proof perfect. There's nothing left on that tyre at all. So not a good start for the day for Derek Tohill from Ireland. Roman Castrol, though, still way out there in front. Per Ragnaroris in second place. And Robin Ocean with that other Peugeot in there in third. And again, brief explanation of how rallycross works. They do 4 laps during the heats. They have 3 heats to set up the A, B and C final. Whoever's quickest goes to the pole on the A final, and then so on down. And there is an extra corner on the lap, which is called the Joker lap. They can take first, second, third or fourth lap, depending on how they want to do it. But they all have to do it at some point during the race. But for now, such a long way in front is Roman Castrol. Second place, Per Ragnaroris. And as this is done on time, not position, fair to say Roman Castrol's time is going to be much quicker than everybody else. I'm amazed to see Derek Tohill still going round and round the racetrack. He's limping round, he's not really flying round like he normally would. Getting overtaken by everybody, which is very easy to see with them all sliding past him all the time. So he's in last place, but I think he's been lapped by everybody as well, unfortunately for the defending champ from Ireland. And Roman Castrol in this race, absolute masterclass in how to handle a touring car round this circuit in Slomshin. So Roman by a country mile out there in front. Per Ragnaroris second, Olsen third, and Derek Tohill, unfortunately for him, a distant fourth. Well, the Norwegians here in force, how can you tell? All here to support, well, many drivers actually, but in this seat it's going to be Andreas Bakkerud. We short him there first of all. And this is the first heat we're going to see for the Super 1600s. Andreas Bakkerud, Jussi Lepperhelm, Clemens Meyer, and Ulrich Linnemann as well, going into the first corner, and the inside track has got by Andreas Bakkerud. He gets out there in front. Clemens Meyer, I think, is in second place. Indeed he is. Third place, Jussi Lepperhelm, and Ulrich Linnemann is last at the moment. Now Ulrich is the other man who's really in a bit of a dogfight with Andreas Bakkerud to win the championship. He's about the only man in the series that can catch the young man from Norway. And being last in this race is not where he wants to start out. So there you go, perfect graphic example of the Joker lap. Jussi Lepperhelm takes his Joker lap right now, early on in the race. That will mean he'll come out quite a way behind the rest of them, and he'll have a clear racetrack in front of him to try and make up time, so that later on in this heat, when all the other guys go for their Joker lap, hopefully he'll slot somewhere back in with them, maybe even in front. So it is Andreas Bakkerud at the moment out in front, Clemens Meyer second. And, very daring move there by Ulrich Linnemann. He does take second place. Nice driving for the man from Denmark. Clemens Meyer with his Skoda, a little bit banged up there, unfortunately, after that. But these are the Super 1600s, folks. 3 different classes we're going to see today. Supercars, which are the four-wheel drive supercars. Super 1600, which are these 1600 front-wheel drive cars. And we've already seen the touring cars, which are 2-litre, non-turbo, rear-wheel drive. But the master so far of this particular class all summer has been Andreas Bakkerud. You can see the number 3 on the window. That was from last year's championship. And Andreas with really a large margin between him and the rest of the field. I do think he hasn't gone on his Joker lap just yet, but I'm sure even with that he's going to come out in front of this heat. So Andreas's plan for the day is, I think, if he gets to the A final anywhere, he can be at the back of the grid, it doesn't matter. He will be 2011 champ for the Super 1600s. And a great onboard view here of the Slomshin circuit. This time round, Andreas goes for his Joker lap, takes the longer way round. And I think he's still going to slot back in front of everybody. Yeah, indeed he does, by quite some margin. Well, actually, I beg your pardon, not quite by some margin. Jussi Lepperhelm really wasn't far behind him then. Ulrich Linnemann in third place. His championship chances took a bit of a dent, and Clemens Meyer with the Skoda was fourth. Okay, it's time for the supercars. We heard from him earlier. This is Mats Leeson from Norway with the Clio. That's probably why there's loads of Norwegians. It's full of them. And Stig Olaf Wolfridsson, his teammate next to him on the grid with the Helmia Clio. This is Ludvig Hunsbeth, and the other Volvo is Frode Holter. Frode won his first ever round of the European Rallycross Championship earlier this year. Away they go from the line. It's a drag race into the first bend, and it looks like it's between Stig Olaf and Frode Holter. Frode Holter gets nudged out a little bit wide. Stig Olaf really doesn't want to give up that position, but he does slot into second place. Mats Leeson spins there. Will be last now in the other Clio, but it's 2 Volvos, 2 Clios, and it's a Volvo sandwich for Stig Olaf at the moment. Frode Holter in front, Stig Olaf second, and Ludvig Hunsbeth in third place. So Stig Olaf takes his joker lap now. Like I said, the extra corner on the circuit they must do 1 time during each heat. And Stig Olaf now with a bit of clear racetrack in front of him before he catches Ludvig Hunsbeth. Now Ludvig been involved in a couple of nasty incidents throughout the season, but did have a podium not too long ago, so he's definitely getting the hang of this brand new Volvo. But Frode Holter out in front, debuted the car halfway through last season, and he's got a lot more practice with it than anybody else, let's put it that way, and it really showed as well. He won his first, like I said, round ever with the Volvo earlier on in the season, and the car's been very, very quick and consistent as well. But Stig Olaf, who'd already been on his joker lap, actually manages to get round and out in front of Frode Holter. Well, there you go. Once again, a graphic example of how the joker lap works. Some guys take it early, some guys take it late, but when it all shakes out at the end, it really, really does make for very exciting racing as well. It also means the lead changes hand a number of times. Ludvig Hunsbeth is in the lead on the racetrack at the moment, but he hasn't taken his joker lap. This is effectively 1 and 2, or it will be when Ludvig takes his joker lap. But Frode Holter at the moment in third place. Stig Olaf, there we go. There goes Ludvig Hunsbeth on his extra corner, and he's not going to come out nowhere near the front 2. Stig Olaf Wolfridsson, what a great driving job as well, to actually manage to catch and pass the Volvo. He takes the heat win and the quickest time for the supercars that time round. Frode Holter second, Ludvig Hunsbeth third, and unfortunately for Mats Leeson, a very, very distant fourth. So Frode Holter with that fabulous Volvo just got nipped there at the finish line.
It was a nice fight with Stekka there, but it was not fast enough. We have the 6th place now, so I'm not happy with that.
And you know where you lose the time?
No, I'm not really sure. I tried to look a little bit when Sverre was driving. He is driving really fast now, so I was trying to look a little bit, but I'm not really sure where we are losing time, but we will try again tomorrow.
Well, Mats Leeson unfortunately got shoved out of that race. He ended up finishing dead last.
I feel that we have good speed now, but it don't help so much when you get problem in the first heat. I don't have. I think I have a little bit too much RPM in the start, so it spins a little bit too much. And after that, I get a little hit, and then I spin around. And yeah, I actually don't know what. I haven't seen the inboard camera yet, so I don't know what actually happened. But we will try again tomorrow.
Well, a little incident there with the Volvo of Ludvig Hunsbeth, and Mats Leeson still with 2 more heats, 2 more chances to get in the A, B or C final for race day. Okay, more action from the supercars, and what a supercar this is. Sverre Isaksson up against the rockstar Ford of Tanner Faust from the USA. Once again, Tanner won his first race, or a couple of races this summer, but unfortunately tailed off a little in the second half of the season. Thomas Häkkinen with the Saab, and another championship contender on the outside is Timo Timojanov, and look at that for a battle. Thomas Häkkinen going absolutely toe-to-toe with Sverre Isaksson, not giving him any room or any easy passage whatsoever, but Sverre takes the lead once again. Thomas Häkkinen with Per Eklund Saab in second place. Tanner Faust with the Rockstar Ford Focus. He really has been great all summer. Just the last couple of races, unfortunately for Tanner, not let him down, but he just hasn't hasn't had the results we're used to seeing from him. By his own very high standards, he hasn't finished as high as he would like to do. And he was in a championship lead for a little while as well, so it must be a little disappointing to come to the business end of the season and not still be there. Anyway, Timo Timojanov right behind him with the Citroen. Timo is one of those guys that is close to Sverre Isaksson on the top of the pile for the championship coming into this race. And all being well, he's going to be exactly the same position going into the last round in Sosnova in just a couple of weeks' time. So Sverre Isaksson still not taking his Joker lap and in the lead by quite some margin. Timo Timojanov takes his Joker lap right now. Thomas Häkkinen has already been for his. That just shows you how quick Thomas Häkkinen is in the Saab. The fact that he's right on the tail of Tanner Faust, and Tanner hasn't taken his at all. So there he is, Timo Timojanov with the Citroen C4, his first year in the supercar class. Came up from the Super 1600s from last year, and boy, what a job he's done with the team car for Liam Duran for Kenneth Hansen Racing. Taken over the car and just done such a great, consistent, quick and wonderful job with that machine all summer. Even took his first event win not too long ago as well. Thomas Häkkinen still trying to get up there with Tanner Faust. I think Tanner's still got to go on his Joker lap, so when Tanner does, this is going to be a great result for Thomas Häkkinen. Well, could be a great result because anything can always happen in rallycross. Thomas chasing him down. That first bend and then onto the dirt and the gravel here at Slomchin. Well, this time Sverre has got to take his Joker lap. Like I said, the extra corner. And there he goes, turns left. Let's see if everybody else can get round inside him. My feeling, to be honest with you, is no, because he's got quite a big lead on the rest of the field. There we go, no trouble at all. Sverre Isaksson comes round. Thomas Häkkinen slots into second place, I'm guessing because Tanner Faust had to go on his Joker lap that time. Indeed he did. Tanner only comes out in fourth place. But I think that goes to show the quality of this heat is so high. Tanner Faust ended up finishing in fourth place with a very, very quick little car. But it's another heat win, doing what he needs to do to take the championship for Sverre. Häkkinen second, Timojanov third, and Tanner Faust, unfortunately for him, was last. Well, Thomas Häkkinen did a great driving job in that heat. We'll hear from him now.
Thomas, it looked like a good decision to take the Joker lap immediately in the first heat.
Yeah, it was awesome driving, and the car was perfect on this heat. And now we see that the race speed is unbelievable. Only I was a little bit stuck behind the Tanner, and I lost a couple of seconds there. But the speed was awesome.
Yeah, speed was awesome indeed. Thomas Häkkinen proving that given a race car that's almost equal with everybody, he can compete with any of them. Well, Tanner, unfortunately, let's find out what happened to him in that race.
We had a little bit of issue with the anti-lag system, and it was very difficult to drive. It's just not a good track to have a car that's difficult to drive. So we are working hard to make it easier for me, so I don't make so many mistakes next time.
Well, that's very honest of Tanner saying that. And it was unusual to see him tailed off at the back. The team car for Andreas Eriksson. Andreas, unfortunately, had a huge accident. His home race in Sweden. He's not competing this weekend. But still, the whole team focusing on getting Tanner up there for the win. Well, Heat 2 action. This is Sunday for the touring cars. That's Cone Powell's right there with the Ford. Roman Castrol next to him. Jos Durkins in the Volvo. And on the outside, Georgi Fodor. Unfortunately, Georgi getting left well behind by the rest of these guys. And Roman Castrol, once again, out there in the lead. Cone Powell's in second place from Belgium. Cone Powell's been on the podium a number of times already this summer. I say already, we've only got 2 races to go. But he's done very, very well with that car. And always ends up finishing around about third place with the occasional second if he's lucky, to be honest with you. But that's what you need to win championship. Consistent driving. And just as I say that, he slows up going round the corner, and Jos Durkins nearly takes him on the inside. No, Cone Powell's takes his Joker lap now. Goes the long way round. So Jos Durkins with clear track in front of him. Roman Castrol definitely with clear track in front of him. And Jos Durkins is very strange still to see him in a Volvo. The car itself not very old. We're so used to seeing him in a Ford for many, many years. And it's good to see Volvos being built and raced in every class in rallycross. But Roman Castrol still with quite a few seconds advantage over him at the moment. And Roman, I think, has won the last few races. A couple of times he's been lucky. The last round he was definitely lucky. The 2 rounds before that he was nothing but good. So Josh Sturkins takes his joker lap early on. And you can see him just whiz out there from the left-hand side in front of Cone Powell's. So Cone Powell's slots into his almost now traditional 3rd place. But that's just normally in the A final, not in the heats. Well, these two somewhat train lengths by Roman Castrol out there in front. Roman's still got to do his joker lap, which I'm sure he'll do sometime shortly. But the battle at the moment is for 2nd place between Josh Sturkins and Cone Powell's. We haven't seen Josh up there in the championship or anywhere near, unfortunately, this year. Just seeming to get a hang of the Volvo, though, this time round here in Slomchin. Some great onboard shots as well. Just shows how much goes on within these cars. Well, there's no one even in the same shot as Roman Castrol this time round. And he takes the checkered flag by some sort of a large margin. Look at that. A convincing win. Josh Sturkins 2nd, Cone Powell's 4th, and Mr. Fordor was 4th. Well, Norwegians still out in force, looking for their men to wrap up the championship. This is one of them. Andreas Backerud, we always saw him take a heat win early on today. David Johansson from Sweden with the Citroen DS3. Ulrich Linnemann in this heat as well. So championship contenders on the line. And Stanislav Suster in on the left-hand side of your screen with the Skoda. It looks like Stanislav's got the drop into the first corner. Indeed he has. He's taken Andreas Backerud going around that first corner. Oh, and they both come together. Andreas Backerud gets shunted out. Well, what a surprise that was. Look at that going round that bend. Stanislav Suster does have quite a lead. Andreas Backerud ends up in a bit of a sandwich there between himself and Ulrich Linnemann. And that looks like the end of his race. Well, talk about from hero to zero. Heat 1 win, Heat 2 out after an accident. So it's David Johansson taking over the lead. Ulrich Linnemann, this is going to do his championship chances the world of good. Well, he was in 2nd place. He's going on his joker lap. That really doesn't matter. He's going to rejoin at the end of everybody else. There you go. David Johansson first. Stanislav Suster. That was a really, really great start for him. Just a shame Andreas Backerud got squeezed out on that first bend. I think that really was just a racing accident. Everybody trying to go for the same space on the corner, and he just got squeezed between all of them. So Andreas still going round at the back of the lap. He's probably going to use this as a bit of practice, to be honest with you. He's still got another heat to go. He had one of the first faster times in the first heat. Not going to do that this time. So it is Ulrich Linnemann, dream scenario for him. He's out there in front of this race. And going to be taking the checkered flag. So from Denmark, Ulrich Linnemann is 1st. 2nd, Sluster. David Johansson 3rd. And Andreas Backerud tailed off in 4th place. Well, let's find out what happened now from Andreas.
I was quite light on the start and went behind Stanislav Suster, and I just managed to get behind him and got a push from the behind, and it was quite a race incident, you know.
Well, that's very honest of him, and I was going to say very kind of him as well. Definitely a racing incident, one of those things, everybody going for the same gap. So he'll have another chance later on today. Supercars, Heat 2 time, Liam Duran with the Monster Energy Drink C4. Next to him, Ludwig Hunsbeck getting left for dead on the line. Andy Scott, Michael de Kiersmacher, and on the outside, Kevin Potzer. Looks like it's Andy Scott going into the first bend. A little nudge from Liam Duran, completely sideways, nearly takes Ludwig Hunsbeck with him. Who's going to come out in the lead? Well, no one. Oh, yes, it is, sorry. Ludwig Hunsbeck goes sideways. I think it was Liam Duran in the middle of that melee that actually managed to get out there. Yes, indeed he is. The Citroen C4 in front. Kevin Proctor 2nd place. Michael de Kiersmacher 3rd. Andy Scott, who was in the lead going into the first corner, in 3rd place. So those guys completely sideways for Ludwig Hunsbeck. But it is Liam Duran out in front. Kevin Proctor, second place. You can tell Liam's definitely matured in his driving as well, right in the middle of all of that chaos, and he manages to hold it together, take it easy. Well, you can't ever take it easy in a rallycross car, but come out with the lead when everybody else is spinning off and bumping into each other. Liam Duran takes the lead for Monster Energy Drink and Kenneth Hansen Racing. And you can hear the turbo skittering there as they get on and off the throttle going round the corners. Well, Andy Scott looks like he's lost it as well. I don't think he's doing donuts, no, he's just trying to get back on the regular racetrack. So it's a little hard to tell exactly what's got on in the rest of this heat. This is Michael de Kiersmacher and Ludwig Hunsbeck battling for position, but I think they're in about 3rd and 4th place at the moment. Yeah, by the looks of it, Andy Scott's, yeah, he's sadly for him tailed off way at the back. So Liam Duran this time goes on his Joker lap. And I think he's got more than enough, indeed he has, got more than enough gap. Oh, Kevin Proctor hadn't, no. Just managed to get round and out in front of Michael de Kiersmacher and Ludwig Hunsbeck. And Liam Duran takes the heat win. Second place was Kevin Proctor, Michael de Kiersmacher 3rd, Ludwig Hunsbeck 4th, and Andy Scott, sadly, after that first bend incident, 5th. Well, I'm out of breath as usual. Let's hear from Michael de Kiersmacher and what happened with him in that race.
I think I have the speed, but the problem is with the grip here, and I have not I cannot find a good option for to fix it. And I drive every heat with another setup, but it was not a good one.
Well, once again, very honest from Michael de Kiersmacher. That's it for part 1. Join us again shortly for part 2 from Poland. Welcome back to part 2 of the show from Slomczyn in Poland, round 9 of the European Rallycross Championship. We're getting set to go for Heat 2 action for the supercars. Frode Holter from Norway. Timo Timojanov next to him from Russia, man with championship aspirations, and Thomas Häkkinen with that flying Saab up the inside. Oh, I thought it was going to be Thomas taking the lead round that first bend, but no, it is the man from Norway, the guy with all the support there. Frode Holter in the Volvo takes the lead round the first couple of bends. Thomas Häkkinen in second place, and Timo Timojanov, well, his championship chance is going to take a big dent if he can't get out in front and take the heat win and the fastest time as well. He really needs to be in the A final. I think the scenario works that if Timo Timojanov gets on the podium this time round, then no matter what Sverre Isaksson does, Sverre won't be tying up the championship anytime today. He will have to wait for another few weeks at the last race to do it, because Timojanov will still have a mathematical chance of winning the championship. But the way it's going at the moment, Timo Timojanov is absolutely not the quickest man here in Slomczyn in Poland. Well, in this heat at the moment, it is another Norwegian, Frode Holter. Whatever what the problem was, he said, was not slowing him down, but he was just a little disappointed he wasn't as quick as Sverre Isaksson or a couple of the other guys. Seems to have solved that, to be honest with you. Way out there in front at the moment. Thomas Häkkinen, though, is in 3rd place. Don't forget, Thomas has taken his Joker lap. So when these two do take that extra corner, it's going to be very, very close indeed. Well, Timo Timojanov seems to have ducked out somewhere. I can only think he's taken his Joker lap. So it's going to be between those two out the front. Volvo and Saab, Norway and Finland. And Thomas Häkkinen as well. Such a young man, only 20 years old, I beg your pardon. Doing such a great and very experienced job in that Saab. So, Frode Holter goes on his Joker lap now. We're on board with Timo Timojanov. He gets out in front of him, but not in front of Thomas Häkkinen. That Saab is flying today. And the young guy from Finland takes the heat win convincingly over Frode Holter and Timo Timojanov. The guys with championship aspirations. Well done, Thomas. That was a great heat. Well, we're going to catch up now with Timo Timojanov. Like I said, championship hopes taking a dent.
And if you're in the A final, you have to be on the podium if you still want to be champion this year.
Yeah, I understand that, but it's difficult. The guys is quite very fast here, and we need to fight more. I think the final will be different totally, like the heats.
Now, it was very close into that first bend. And what a great win for Thomas Häkkinen. So more Heat 2 action from the supercars. Sverre Isaksson, the man who still can wrap it up today, up against Stig Olaf Wolfridsson. Also Davy Genet, and on the outside Tanner Faust hopefully cured all of his problems before with the Ford, but not away. Yes, indeed, Tanner Faust, look at that for a driving job, all the way round the outside, and he's still over there. Unfortunately, he's been nudged out a little bit. We're on board with Davy Genet. You've got an absolutely perfect view of everybody fighting it out in front of him. Sverre Isaksson again comes out in front, second place, but only just Stig Olaf Wolfridsson. Davy Genet in third place. And sadly for Tanner Faust, I thought he was going to get round and get into first or second place that time, but unfortunately not. He is in fourth at the moment. Well, he's in third on the racetrack at the moment because Davy Genet just took his joker lap. He's not too far off the front two, just doesn't seem to quite have the speed in the little Ford to make it up there and make it happen. So it is Sverre Isaksson. Stop me if you heard this before. Way out there in front in first place. Clear racetrack in front of him. That's what he needs if he wants to be champion by the end of today's proceedings. And Stig Olaf in second place. Those two Clios, him and Mats Leeson, really are quick round this Slomtsin circuit. Sverre's getting nothing on him at all. Oh, Tanner Faust goes way wide. Thought he was going to take the back of the car off then. That's on the joker lap. As you heard him say earlier on, he is having setup, or the team I should say, having setup problems with the Rockstar car this weekend here. And let's not forget that this is the first time Tanner has seen some of these circuits in Europe. The team have, though, Andreas Eriksson's MSC Motorsport team. So they have a bit of experience with the setup round here, but Tanner has got to learn on the job out there racing. That's the best way to drive these circuits. So Sverre Isaksson goes on his joker lap this time round. I think he is some distance. Yep, indeed he is. You look at Davy Genet in second place. Sverre Isaksson still with some margin out in front of him. But Davy, again, a great asset to European Rallycross throughout the summer. Him and his teammate Mark LeBall tried a different way of going racing with a transverse engine in that four-wheel drive Citroen, but not paying off in that one. Sverre takes the win. Davy Genet second, Stig Olaf third, and unfortunately for Tanner, another fourth place. But for Sverre, doing his championship chances, the world are good there.
The championship is very close, and also Timur in fifth position right now, so this is a lot of nerve now.
And how do you manage to find a grip? Because a lot of the drivers struggle to find a good grip.
No, that's top secret.
Well, he's definitely very good at doing it. And flashes that knowing smile. Tanner, you can see there, thought he was going to come out winning on that one in that first bend, but just didn't quite make it. Thomas Häkkinen, this is Heat 3 for the Supercars. He's had a fabulous day. Second place in Heat win. Stig Olaf Wolfridsson as well, and Frode Holter, the other man in this heat. So they're all fast guys down into the first bend. Thomas Häkkinen, for the first time all day, gets left on, but takes a different line round the corner to get some extra speed down that straight, but Frode Holter shuts the door on him. It is Stig Olaf out there in front. Second place for Frode Holter. The two little cars winning at the moment. The slightly bigger, older Volvo of Thomas Häkkinen in third. Well, I was going to say about to be in second place, because Frode Holter takes his joker lap with the Volvo, and it's still Stig Olaf. Those Renault Clios really do like this Slomtsin circuit. Both him and Mats Leeson not having too bad a day at all. And once again, quick explanation, the way that these heats work, they have 3 heats in each division, or class if you will, and whoever has the fastest combined 2 times out of those 3 heats goes forward to the front of the A final, and so on all the way back. And the great thing about Rallycross as well, the way it's set up, is that the winner of the C final goes forward to the back of the grid of the B final. Oh, that was very close indeed between Stig Olaf and Frode Holter. Stig Olaf just did get out in front of the Norwegian. Just to finish what I was saying there, by the way, that the winner of the B final goes to the back of the A as well. So it makes for some very exciting racing, and you really do get rewarded for winning one of the finals. I think Thomas Häkkinen's got a problem as well. He's tailed off some way back there with the sub. He had a long way back. So what was a great weekend for him so far, not going so well in Heat 3. And Frode Holter makes a dash up the inside. That was a fabulous passing move from the Norwegian. Really waited and took his moment. Stig Olaf Wolfridsen, I think, taken by surprise. He slid a little bit too far out, and it was Frode. That was a race taking the Heat win. Stig Olaf in second place. Unfortunately, as you can see from that board there, Thomas Häkkinen didn't finish. Well, this is your B final for the supercars. Tanner Faust not having his normal great weekend. Liam Duran as well. Mats Leeson. And out front, Timo Timojanov. Timo has got to win this race because Sverre is in the A finals to have any chance of the championship at the end of the year. Gets a little bump from Tanner Faust, but Tanner, finally, by the looks of it, finds the setup, finds the way round here at Slomchin. Well, he did all the way until Liam Duran took him on the inside. Fabulous move. It's the battle of the energy drinks. Liam Duran, Tanner Faust, they're both nudging each other, only slightly though. And Liam does a great job of holding on to the car. Tanner Faust goes on his Joker lap early. My goodness, this is going to be another one of those I lose my voice when they all shake out at the end of this race. So Tanner Faust rejoins behind Ludwig Hunsbeth. Now, from previous experience, that's not a great place to be because Ludwig really does, what's the word, aggressively defend his position, I think is the best way of putting it. But the two teammates here, Liam Duran in first, Timo Timojanov in second place by the looks of it. No team orders whatsoever. Don't forget, the winner of this race goes on to the back of the grid for the A final for the supercars. And for Timo Timojanov, it needs to be him if he wants any chance of being able to take the 2011 crown. Tanner Faust all over the place, ducking and diving around Ludwig Hunsbeth. That was a fabulous passing move. Oh, and he goes too wide just after taking that, just carried that little bit too much speed into that corner. He drifted wide. Ludwig Hunsbeth got his position back that time. So this time Liam goes for his Joker lap. Where's he going to come out in the order? And it's behind his teammate, Timo Timojanov. Oh, and Liam actually pushes Timojanov out wide and takes the lead back from him and Tanner Faust. It's going to be Liam over the line first, Tanner Faust second, Timo Timojanov third. But when we come to the results, Liam Duran was black flagged for that incident, so Tanner takes the heat win. Timojanov second, Ludwig Hunsbeth third. Well, a quick replay of that again for all to see. Okay, it's the A final for the touring cars. Defending European champ Derek Tohill on the second row. Cone Powell's perennial podium finisher Lars Ovind Enneberg with the little M Sport Ford taking the lead over Roman Castrol now. If Lars Ovind Enneberg can win this race, he will be 2011 European champ for the touring cars. So Roman Castrol slots into second place, Derek Tohill third, and Derek Tohill would like nothing more to get one over on the two in front of him as well, quite simply because he's not going to be wearing the number one next season. It will be somebody else, but he'd like to beat them just one more time. And Lars Ovind Enneberg really did have a great start to the season. That's why he's in front in the points. Roman Castrol's come on really strong in the second half. But by virtue of his great start to the season, Lars Ovind Enneberg is in still quite a commanding position in the European Championship for these cars. And kind of the reason he didn't win the last race, he was way out there in front our last event on the tour. But unfortunately, the car broke down. That was the end of that. Roman Castrol took another win. I think that was his third in the row, actually, for Roman Castrol. But Lars Ovind Enneberg just was that good for the start of the season. So Roman Castrol in second place. Derek Tohill seems to have disappeared from our view. That may be because he's gone on his Joker lap. They still have to take the Joker lap in the finals. These are 5-lap races instead of 4. And Roman Castrol, there you go, goes for his Joker lap that time round, still comes out in front of Derek Tohill. So Derek, by the looks of it, not going to get a leg up on his championship rival. And talking of championships, this could be it. This could be a victory lap for Lars Ovind Enneberg. got a huge margin in front of the rest of the field. There's nobody else even in the shot this time. He really has been the master of this particular division of racing all summer. This time round, he goes on his joker lap. He hasn't got much longer to hang on. And look at that, once again, still only Lars Ovind Eneberg in the shot. Takes the checkered flag. We haven't even seen anybody cross the line yet, and it's been about 10 seconds since. Roman Castro in second place, as Lars Ovind Eneberg ruins what's left of his tyres. Roman Castro was second. David Norgard was third. Derek Tohill fourth, and Koen Powell's not on the podium in fifth. And here is your champ, Lars Ovind Eneberg.
Everything works perfect, and I have to thank everyone, my family, my team, to make this, that it made to manage this title. I don't have any words to say.
Well, very emotional now, very soaked Lars Ovind Eneberg. He's your champ for this year. Well, the A final for the Super 1600s before we got there. Andreas Bakkerud was crowned champ for the Super 1600s. The crew surprised him by decking his car out completely and utterly in gold, and all the Norwegians celebrating. Well, this could be an all-Norwegian day here as well, because not only Lars Ovind Eneberg, we just saw him crowned. He's Norwegian. Andreas Bakkerud as well. There you go, proudly with the Norwegian flag. We've still got the A final for the supercars to go, and that may well be Sverre Isaksson taking that one too. So it could be an all blue and red day here in Poland. So lining up for the A final, the Super 1600s. Is there one more victory lap to go for Andreas Bakkerud? We're just going to find out. Everybody getting set, ready to go. Andreas's car as well, hard to spot because it is now gold, as opposed to the traditional golf racing colours. But for now, it is Skorupski into the first bend first. Andreas Bakkerud totally sideways into the first bend. Everybody goes past him. Do you know something? He can actually care less at the moment. I think the whole plan for this race is just going to be go out there, enjoy himself and do as best he possibly can. So Krzysztof Skorupski from Poland is in first place. The home crowd having something really, really to cheer for. Larsen in second place, Jussi Leppähalm in third, and the now gold car of Andreas Bakkerud in third. Unfortunately, that was Suster, been bumped out of proceedings. But there's still a race win and a championship race win as well to go. It's still Skorupski in first, Larsen second, Andreas Bakkerud third. And we're on board with Andreas. That was a real nice surprise of his crew to go and do that for him. And it's nice to see people out here enjoying themselves after such a hard season of racing. And he doesn't really want to finish his season in third place, but like I said, at the moment he's driving nice and relaxed and could probably care less, to be honest with you. This time he goes for his joker lap. The leading two haven't done that just yet, and let's see where he rejoins. Great onboard view, and comes out, I think by the looks of that, in fourth place at the moment, right behind Jussi Leppähalm. Well, he's going to have to go some to win this race, because the other guy's absolutely taking no prisoners this time around. They're not giving him any respect because he's just tied up the championship. It is still Krzysztof Skorupski in the lead with the Volkswagen from Poland. All the home crowd in the background going absolutely wild at this. This time round goes on his joker lap. Oh, and unfortunately Larsen gets way, way out wide. That could well be a blown tyre as well. So Skorupski still comes out in third place. Leppähalm in second. Third place is Andreas Bakkerud. And you know what? He's never going to be happier to finish in third place. But the local guy from Poland takes the win. Leppähalm second, Bakkerud third. And Johan Larsen was fourth.
I'm very happy
I cannot believe that we were so fast in this weekend. These guys are very fast, really, and fight with them was a pleasure for me. Andreas won the title, but I'm very happy that I win on my home track, and I hope in the next season I can fight with him for the victory.
Well, how cool is that? But the man who takes everything in 2011, Andreas Backerud.
We had lost the speed today, but we went faster in the I final. I did some mistakes. It was so dusty, you know. I couldn't see anything, but I'm really happy to be on the podium. That my teammate was second. He almost overtake Skorupski there, but you know, it's tight. I love this game, and I hope I can be in the same team next year.
Well, there you go, getting a soaking, Krzysztof Skorupski. So the big one, and it's the big guy trying to take it. Sverre Isaksson from Norway. Can he make it 3 for 3 for Norway here today in Poland? Thomas Häkkinen in the A final. He's had a great weekend here in Slomtyn. And on the front row of the grid, Davy Genet with Sverre Isaksson, but it is Sverre who gets the drop on everyone into the first bend on the outside. Stig Olaf Alfredsson. The way this works is Sverre Isaksson got to finish either first or second, and he will be European champ by the end of today. We're on board with Frode Holter having an absolute battle. That's Thomas Häkkinen, I think, through all the dust in front of him. Davy Genet is in second place. And look at that, Frode goes up the inside of Thomas Häkkinen. And on board with Frode. Well, you can see Frode steering away, but the car not going round the corner. He's getting bumped and banged all over the place. I think the steering's gone on the Volvo. Tanner Faust comes past him into second place, and yep, Frode Holter is pulling up. Oh, it looked like he was going on his Joker lap. He's not. He's just retired off to the side of the circuit. So that's the end of his weekend here in Slomtyn. Davy Genet, by the looks of it, going to be taking Sverre Isaksson. Oh, what a move from Sverre. Just manages to have enough horsepower and speed to close the door on the Frenchman. Davy Genet not giving the prospective champ any room whatsoever. And after a horrible weekend so far, Tanner Faust is in third place. That's why you just never know what to expect with rallycross. When it comes to the A-file, anything goes. So Tanner goes on his Joker lap right now. Davy Genet still trying to catch Sverre Isaksson. But if Sverre finishes here or in second place, he will be the champ at the end of this race. Thomas Häkkinen, I think Thomas is in fourth place. It's very hard to tell with the fact they're all going on their Joker laps and diving all over the place. But again, Thomas has had another great weekend here in Poland. The dust is just horrendous. You can hardly see anything at all. Sverre goes wide. Can Davy Genet do it this time? Nope. Sverre closes the door one more time. Davy Genet trying to come at him round the inside. And knowing Sverre Isaksson, he's probably loving this. He likes nothing more than a good battle for the lead and stiff competition. He's definitely getting it from the Frenchman this time round. So Sverre has taken his Joker lap. Davy Genet hasn't. Davy Genet now takes over the lead almost by default, actually. Can Davy get enough speed, get round the Joker lap and get out in front of the big guy from Norway? But Sverre Isaksson only needs to finish second or better. I say only. Everybody else in the field would take that, to be honest with you. So Davy Genet goes round. There is Sverre Isaksson. Who's in third place? It's still Tanner, with Thomas Häkkinen from Finland right behind him. Great on-board view with Thomas Häkkinen trying to take that third place away from Tanner Faust. And there went Davy Genet on his Joker lap. Not good enough. Sverre Isaksson still carrying all the speed and the advantage into the last few corners. And Davy Genet, looking at it by the looks of it on that corner, slowing up an awful lot. Sverre now has a huge lead over the Frenchman. And Tanner Faust and Thomas Häkkinen all of a sudden didn't think they were going to get anywhere near the Frenchman, but they now have him in their sights. Is Davy Genet still going? He is. Well, whatever that problem was, it looked like he sort of missed a gear on the corner or something simple like that, because he hasn't slowed down now. He's still going very, very well indeed. But no one here today in Poland is as good as this man. Sverre Isaksson from Norway. Only got a couple more corners to go and he will be European champ once again. He celebrates in the car over the line. It's 3 for 3 for Norway today. Sverre, number 1. Davy Genet second. Tanner Faust third. Thomas Häkkinen fourth. And Stig Olaf was fifth. Well, that'll be a wrap for the championship. We've still got one more race to go, but it's all Norway taking the wins in the 2011 championship.
We did it! We did it! Perfect race the whole weekend. Full control the whole weekend. It was it's great. Car is good. Back top. Team is best. Everything is best, you know, with us.
And what a fight with Johnny.
Yeah, it was a fight, so he pushed a little bit on that corner. I understand you need to drive faster, so yeah, that's okay. It's fast enough.
And now you're champion again.
I'm champion again. We are the champion. We are the best.
This was a rough weekend. Difficult track, most difficult track to learn, I think, out of all of them, because it's not as grippy as it looks. But also because of the dust. And in the final, it was literally just counting how long you were on the throttle. 1,000, 2 1,000, brake. And just memorizing when to brake, because you could see absolutely nothing. I bounced into the walls a couple times, just blind.
Well, this is David Genet saying it was a nice final. It was like I expected it would be. I had some big engine problems. I don't know if it was because of the bumping with Sverre, but the engine stalled like 4 to 5 times, and I was scared the others would pass me, but apparently we were quite far away from them. I think without these problems, I would have given Sverre a bigger battle for the lead, but I'm still very happy with second place. Well, there you go, Sverre Isaksson. This is a bit of a microcosm of his whole season, on the top once again. He's been consistent, he's been quick, even when the cars had engine problems. The team have battled, they've continued, and most importantly, look at that side-by-side race with David Genet. They still took the event and the European Championship win. Sverre's going to like that, because he won't have to peel the #1 off the car and replace it with someone else. That's it for all the action in Poland. Please join us again in a few weeks' time for the final round of the championship from the Czech Republic.